Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's Roshan Mohammed Saleh here, recording live from Leicester, outside Elbit Systems in Leicester. As you can see, there's loads of policemen here, blockading the front of the building, so we can't go any further. Basically, behind that police line is Elbit Systems, which is a arms factory which manufactures arms for Israel, specifically drones, which have allegedly been used to do surveillance over Gaza, and which obviously, you know, basically Israel kills people in Gaza using drone technology, surveillance, pinpointing houses to bomb, residential areas to bomb, alleged Hamas weapons storage facilities to bomb. And some of those drones allegedly are manufactured in Elbit Systems behind that police line. So earlier on today, there was quite a lot of, about 9 o'clock, there was a big protest around here. And the police, I'm not sure if they made any arrests, trying to confirm that later, but they certainly kind of had some riot police here, and they had some contact with the protesters. I'll ask some brothers over there in a minute what exactly happened. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of the action earlier on today, but as soon as I was notified that this was going on, I came straight to Leicester, just arrived here about 10 minutes ago. So you can see about dozens of police basically blocking these lines. I have showed them my press card to try to get behind them, because inside, behind those lines, is the building itself, with a couple of Palestine Action protesters at the top. They've been there for 3 or 4 days, managed to shut down the factory, but loads of police here are protecting it. There's some sisters and brothers that have got beyond these police lines, and they're holding a protest right in front of the gate, but they're not allowing me through to that area. Mohammed Shafiq is saying there's no one on the roof at the moment. I'm not sure about that. Let me ask these brothers. So I'm just going to have a word with some of these brothers. Brothers, do you mind telling me what's going on? I'm live for 5 Pillars.
We've been, well, there's obviously a roadblock, massive roadblock. They're not letting anybody go through to actually where the protest is. There's just tons and tons of police officers. Look at the amount of cars. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Don't let anyone through. There's brothers waiting, even on the other side, there's brothers waiting.
So what actually happened beyond those police lines a bit earlier on?
There was a lot of resistance from Palestine protesters, pro-Palestine protesters. The police were trying to block vehicles. I think the gate was barricaded. But yeah, at the moment it's just crazy. There's a lot of people getting in and out somehow. But
is there anyone on the roof still?
I'm not sure. I've heard different things. I know some people were taken. I know one person was taken off the roof. I don't know if they both were.
They were taken off the roof.
Taken off the roof. They were strapped to a slider, like
right,
things, and taken down from the roof.
Okay. Where have you come from today, brother?
I'm from here, from Leicester, local.
And why did you come down?
To support, show solidarity with Palestine. Obviously in a peaceful manner. No, that's Leicester media, I think. Yeah. So. That's basically it.
Okay, all right. I'm going to ask some of the other brothers what they're doing. Thank you, brothers. Okay. Brothers, anyone could tell me what's going on here? Anyone? Don't hide now. You come here to protest.
I'm not talking cameras.
Who can I talk to, brother? What's going on? I'm live for 5 Pillars. Just tell me what's going on, brother. What's happening here?
There's been a protest since last Tuesday for this factory here that makes parts for drones that goes to the Israeli government. And there's a few people that have to scale the roof, protesting peacefully. And unfortunately, today they've actually physically taken 2 protesters down from the roof, physically, which is not right. And they've practically battered the protesters who are protesting peacefully outside.
Did you see it? Did you witness anything yourself?
There's many people that witnesses. We're not allowed to even go past this line to even have a look. You're a media person.
Yeah.
You've got a media card.
I wasn't allowed through.
And you weren't allowed through. Why? They don't want you to tell the world what's really happening.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, this is Leicestershire Police. And
any arrests been made today?
We're not sure as of yet, but I'd imagine there has been
Quite a
because
few
you know
have
they've come in force. They've come in hundreds,
Yeah.
hundreds for a peaceful protest.
How many brothers and sisters were here earlier on today?
There's been a few hundred at least.
Oh,
Few
really?
hundred,
That many?
And
And they've gone home now, or
yeah.
some of them behind those lines?
Some of them are still behind those lines. I'd say that you know what, still gotta carry on, and you know, if not tomorrow, the day after, we still gotta come and protest. It's your human right.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Why are you here? Are you from Leicester yourself?
We're
Or?
from Leicester, yes.
And
We've been coming here every day.
you've come here, yeah. What's motivating you to come?
Of course, it's you know, looking at what's been happening in Gaza, you know, little babies dying, you know, it's just showing solidarity to your brothers and sisters in Palestine.
And what do you think that, you know, weapons factories are allowed to operate in this country, making weapons for Israel? What do you think of that generally?
It's a shame thinking that, you know, Britain, they're known for the humanity and good causes that they do give loads of aid and stuff like that. And then seeing and today finding out that Britain is the third country, third highest country that supplies arms.
Yeah.
You know, to the whole world. It's a shame. It's shocking.
And is this is it true what's happening here? Like these guys, they do. I mean, when I've read the articles from the BBC or whatever, they say factory which allegedly makes weapons or drones for Israel. Is there any doubt about it whatsoever?
Anything that BBC say, it's always alleged, isn't it? It's a true fact. We know that. You know, these people that have come from Pal-Action, that scaled the roof. They've done their research.
Yeah.
I've met a few people. I've spoke to them, and they do make parts for drones that goes to the Israeli government. There's no doubt about it.
Now, obviously, I mean, what the Pal-Action guys have done, technically, it's illegal, right? I mean, what do you think of that? I mean, can that be condoned or not? Or is it necessary? Is it like...
You know, over the years, over 10, 15 years, we've had protests for Palestinians in London, hundreds of thousands of people. What's happened then?
Yeah.
I think these two...
The government's not done anything about it.
Yeah.
So they've kind of resorted...
I'm just going to move over to the light here a bit, brother, because...
they've kind of resorted to this as a means of trying to get their voices
heard. I can just turn around there. Yeah.
You know,
yeah, go on.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And even the police, they want to build better relations with the community, but this ain't the way you go about doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
do you think the police were heavy-handed earlier on? Or?
Well, from what I've heard, it sounds like it. I mean, looking at the numbers here, looking at how many people are standing there, do they really need that many police officers here?
Yeah.
You know, if you just look at the line, the cars behind, they've got 2 lines there. How many people are there here?
Yeah.
30, 40? How many officers they got here?
Yeah. And there's hundreds behind the line of this as well, with riot gear, riot vans.
All to protect an Israeli weapons factory.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Unfortunately, you know, this is what we're living in.
So what's going to happen here tonight? You guys staying here all night, or just see what happens?
We're not going to get past this line.
Yeah.
You know, the aim is that, you know, give it a day or two, come back again, and apparently you can only.
So you've been here like literally every day since it started. Beyond this area, yeah. Right outside the gates. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a brother earlier on today urging people to come outside. Did you see that video?
I think as Muslims, especially in Leicester, when it's on our doorstep,
yeah.
I think we all should. There's about 300,000 Muslims in Leicester.
Yeah.
I think we should be out here protesting for our brothers. You know.
How long has this factory been here? Long time or?
5 years.
5 years?
As far as I know, someone told me 5 years. It's been making weapons for 5 years, allegedly.
Yeah. Have you guys been aware of this? Or?
No, because we've only been aware of this recently when it came to the media and when it went sort of viral on Instagram.
Yeah.
They've been made for quite a few years now.
This Palestine Action Group, what can you tell me a little bit about them? I mean, they're quite new, aren't they? But they do like direct action, right?
Direct action. Yeah, it's funny. Like, there's not many Muslims that are part of it.
Yeah, it's mainly non-Muslims, right?
Yeah, non-Muslims. And you know what? When I see that, you feel like, you know what, a non-Muslim has that much humanity that they care about Palestine so much.
Yeah.
And us as Muslims, I don't think we do enough.
Yeah.
Even regarding even awareness. You know, and you know, it puts us to shame, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think we should do a lot.
I think I saw a video from the roof earlier on today. At least one of the 2 brothers who were up there was non-Muslim, I think. Yeah. So yeah.
When we were here yesterday, the police were giving them no water or food.
Yeah.
you know.
We're
And,
actually
What, they're trying to get them off the roof, like starving them down or
starving
something?
them, which is
So there were four originally at the start. There were four brothers on the roof. Or,
Yeah.
four protesters on the roof, sorry. And then two taken down. Two basically volunteered themselves down to ration supplies, sort of food, water.
Yeah.
The other two.
So what, they've been up there for like 3 or 4 days without food or water?
6 days.
How can they? Whoa, 6 days.
6 days.
Oh, I
they
thought it was like
had
4
their
days ago.
supplies. They had their supplies.
Yeah.
This is, I believe this is the 6th day.
And what? I mean, it's freezing cold right at night. And what they? Whoa.
It's been tough nights. Obviously, it's been raining certain like a lot of nights as well. So from the updates on the Pal Action Instagram, you can actually see the live updates of them saying, yeah, it's been a rough night.
Yeah.
But it's good to see the weather's good now. I think people have been arrested for throwing water. 4 of the guys up there.
more riot police coming out.
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
Give me a second, brothers. I'll be back. Yeah. So riot police going through there. So obviously, I think the main action is actually beyond this police line, and unfortunately, I can't get any further than this. If I come a bit earlier, I would have, but I literally didn't know about it until about an hour or 2 ago. But it's obviously ongoing. I tried to, when I was driving here from the M1 motorway, this factory is like right off at the M1, and the police were blocking the road, so I had to take like a roundabout way to get here and then walk a little bit. There's another riot van coming through. So how many protesters are beyond these lines? Whether do you reckon, like dozens or
More than that for sure. But look, that's definitely right. Police. They're fully geared out.
yeah, riot police fully geared out.
No, I'm not sure how many protesters there are behind the lines. Because obviously there's people going in. People
Yeah,
going out.
yeah.
Somehow people find their way. So yeah, there's also people coming out every now and then. But the amount of police cars just says it all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So people are coming out.
As far as I know, yes.
All right.
Police were sending people out early.
So I might stick around a little bit just to see if I can talk to people coming out.
Better off going.
Were they being arrested or?
On the other side.
Okay.
Some people have been arrested. Some people obviously.
Can't you ask?
There's two more ones.
Officers saying that you're a media person. Why can't you get through this place? For
There's
what
two.
reason?
They just stop you. They say public order, basically. Yeah.
There's 2 more police forces. That's what I do.
So what is there another way I can get in, basically, or
No,
through there?
the riot police. They're not.
It's quite a lot. I mean, what is there, like 20 officers in each van, or?
That's Warwickshire police. That's Warwickshire police coming in from Warwickshire.
All right, so they're busting in police from different counties or whatever.
There's police dogs.
Police dogs as well. And this is just for like maybe a dozen protesters, or
No,
a few more than
more
that.
than that for sure.
But it's,
Any way, I'll keep my voice down, but any way I can get in from the other side if I walk down there, or just like dive through a bush or something like that.
even
Or
around the back.
they've locked it all off. Right.
I don't think there'll be that many police
I've got a
officers.
feeling
There's
the reason they don't want you to go
180,000
through is because what's going to happen next.
You know for sure.
I don't
Looking
think
at
there'll
all
be
these police cars and the vans coming
That was
through,
actually 200,000.
they're obviously going to be,
Yeah.
let's say, very heavy-handed.
I was there. Yeah, I think they've had more police officers.
Just setting the scene for you guys, for people just joining the feed. So we're here in Leicester, and as you can see, there's about, I don't know, 30 police in front of me, and they're blocking the police. They're blocking the. One second, sorry. Let me get a different place. Yeah, so basically, there's the Elbit Systems building is behind this police line, and apparently, from what I'm hearing, there's a protest taking place right in front of the building, in front of the gates, and obviously, riot police and whatever are trying to disperse that protest. And unfortunately, I can't get through the police line. I've shown my card, but they're stopping everyone from going through. Let me read out some of the comments, maybe. Excuse me, I haven't been reading your comments. Sahel asks, are people still on the roof? As far as I know, we're not sure about that. One person was forcibly taken down, apparently. That's what I'm hearing. But there might still be one more person on the roof. They've been there for 6 days. Others are saying that no one's on the roof now. Where is this? I live in Shenstone. This is in Leicester. Not sure what part of Leicester this is. I've done in Leicester very well. Jihad said they arrested a man today because he tried to give water to the protesters. Mohammed Shafiq says, was told by officer no one's on the roof. The 61 children killed in Palestine, I think it was 63 actually. Were they Hamas? No, they weren't. These drones are helping to kill children. Yeah, so what the Israeli drones do, obviously, basically Israel has control of the sea space and the airspace around Gaza. They say Gaza is not occupied, but obviously it is, because Israel controls everything that happens there, including the airspace where they can just fly over Gaza with impunity. When they're not bombing it, of course, they're doing surveillance. That surveillance can help target what Israel says are Hamas or Islamic Jihad commanders. But judging on what happened recently in Gaza, the bombing seems to be quite random residential buildings. They'll say, you know, a Hamas commander lives in that building, or it's an office of Hamas, but ultimately civilians live there as well. And the vast majority of people that were killed in Gaza were civilians, including at least 63 children, I believe. Maqsood says more people from Leicester need to support this protest. Well, some of the brothers over there were telling me that even though they're from Leicester, they didn't know about the existence of this weapons factory until quite recently, and that's thanks to Palestine Action, who I didn't know about very well, but inshallah I will try and interview these guys, because they're doing direct action. They're breaking the law. They admit they're breaking the law. They get arrested. They get community service. They get a criminal record, but they say they need to take this direct action because ultimately the authorities aren't addressing the issue. We know that Israel has been labeled a apartheid state by multiple human rights groups. This all kicked off when they were evicting Palestinians from Sheikh Jarrah in Jerusalem to be replaced by Israeli settlers. Then they violated Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest site in Islam, and that led to the bombing. Obviously, that led to Hamas, in solidarity with the people of Al-Aqsa, sending rockets into Israel. Israel responded in their usual heavy-handed manner, and they've been widely condemned by the international community, ordinary people around the world, and including many, many politicians who otherwise are pro-Israel. The crimes were so obvious that even they couldn't hide them, and tried to downplay them, obviously, but couldn't hide them completely. Elbit says business funding the government. Akhtar says why only Leicester? We are from all over. Mohammed Shafiq, let's have a big protest from all over the UK and go outside this place. Weapons makes money. Yeah, of course, but it's easier for locals, logistics to organize protests. Marks and Spencer, these are Zahid is going on about companies that we need to boycott: Marks and Spencer, Starbucks, Puma, HP, that sponsor Israel. Free Palestine. Just going through the comments that are coming through. Billy Shima says this is shocking. Drones for Israeli terrorists to bomb innocent Palestinians. Taib says great work exposing these disgraceful Israeli weapons factories operating here in the UK. Media should be covering the story. I don't see too much media here. Let me ask the brothers whether did any media turn up here?
Yeah.
Huh? Leicester media, the local media. No national media.
Just local media. No national media stand up.
Has this been widely reported over the last few days? It hasn't really, has it?
Other than channels through Instagram, mostly through Instagram, mostly through Action, mostly through on pages.
Well, social media's taken over these days. You can't rely on the mainstream media anymore, can you?
No, you can't. You never know. I mean, allegedly everything was in Palestine, in Palestine.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a war, not a sort of apartheid. Do you know what I mean?
How did it make you feel, the recent events in Jerusalem, Al-Aqsa, Gaza? How did it make you feel, brother?
I mean, we can stand here, we can talk all day about, you know, how does it make us feel, like how it is for us. But what about them? They're on the ground, they're there. And you can only begin to imagine what they're going through, what they're feeling, like the family they've lost. It's crazy. Like the stories you hear are mental. So really and truly, the real question is, what can you do?
Yeah. What can we do then? Is it time for more direct action, or is it what?
It's obviously everything. Any action you take, you have to take responsibly, for sure.
Yeah.
But if you push the people too long, then people are going to fight back. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those where,
Sorry, go on, brother.
yeah,
got one over there.
You sort of, you can take. We've been taking action for years. They've been protests for years and years and years, right? There's been a lot of charity aid that's gone over years and years and years. I think we were told on the news. Actually, I haven't had the news. Let's get news that the aid convoy that was sent there was halted at one of the ports.
Yeah.
So no matter how much aid we send, eventually, if the cause of the problem doesn't stop, if the killing doesn't stop, if the taking over doesn't stop, there's only ever going to be more people that we need to help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, Pal Action have decided that it's time to take immediate action. It's time to stop it from happening.
I guess they've decided effectively to break the law because they feel as though all other routes are like been exhausted, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, different people have different views. I can't speak for everybody, but yeah, a lot of people do share that opinion.
Yeah.
And there's only so much that protesting will do and that charity will do. So some people have said, okay, we need to cause waves, and that's the only way people will listen. Now it's in the media. Now it's sort of going everywhere. 200,000 people, the biggest Palestinian protest in the UK ever. I think.
Brother, where are we? Some people are asking in the comments.
We're in Leicester.
Where exactly in Leicester is this?
Okay, so we are in Leicester, LE19. That's the sort of postcode area.
LE19, Elbit Systems, ELBIT Systems.
Yeah,
if any brothers and sisters want to come to a peaceful protest in the next few days.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of police around. There's a lot of people around as well. I think it is worth going and checking the other side out. Both sides are barricaded in terms of police.
The other side is down that way, is it?
You have to go all the way around out and all the way around back.
Yeah, I couldn't get out. That was like on the motorway, right? Or on the dual carriageway?
Yeah, dual carriageway.
Yeah, I tried to get off there, but there's nowhere to... People are walking around. All right, maybe I'll do that then. Maybe I'll try and do that. So turn right at the roundabout up here and then just walk around. Yeah, just a like 10-minute walk. All right.
Well, yeah, it's crazy to to see things like this.
All right.
The fact that it's come to this stage,
yeah,
it's crazy. It should never be getting to this. Humanity, should know when something is wrong, it is wrong. But obviously not. Capitalism is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying capitalism, but I think capitalism is good. But some of the things it's allowed in the process to need to be sort of checked on.
Well, the British say that the arms industry. I mean, they sell arms to everybody, don't they? But they say that it's one of the biggest job kind of generators in this country. It brings in a lot of money, and if they aren't doing it, somebody else would.
I mean, if money is the motive, what are human lives?
Yeah,
human lives are at the end of the day more important.
Yeah,
because if you can have all the money in the world, but if you're taking lives, then is it really worth it? Do you know what I mean?
All right, thank you, brother. Yeah, so media not really covering this. I mean, apart from the local media, Leicestershire Live, the brothers here said that they haven't seen anybody come in. Obviously, on Instagram, I mean, I saw an Instagram Live when it was the thick of the action a few hours ago, and that was going viral. So, even today, brothers and sisters, I should tell you that, we can't even broadcast live on Facebook today. 5 Pillars is a huge Facebook page, but we've got a violation for no good reason. We know that, pro-Palestinian voices are being censored on social media. You hear so many examples of this. where you post the most innocuous things for Palestine or against Israel, and you get shut down by these tech giants like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc., etc. And that happened to us today. So we're broadcasting live on Five Pillars YouTube page, but we're not allowed to broadcast live on the Facebook page. So if you guys can just, inshallah, share this as much as possible, so to beat the kind of social media censorship, that would be great.
Sure. Other things you can do to help. I know, obviously, protesting is one of the things that some people think. Obviously, it's been taken too far in certain extenses. Some people have been arrested because of their actions. Some people obviously have been arrested and some people think it's wrong. Some people think, okay, other people have been arrested because they have taken it too far, and rightly so. Rightly so, isn't they've been arrested, not rightly so that they've taken it too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, other things you can do to help. Charity is always a way forward. Speaking of which, there is a charity event in Leicester. If you're about in Leicester, 2nd of June, Wednesday, 2nd of June at Table Lounge. A couple of uni students have sort of got together and said, we're going to raise money for Palestine, see what we can do, donate the money, provide medical aid, and provide food. So Wednesday, 2nd of June at Table Lounge in Evington in Leicester. The event starts at 11 o'clock and finishes at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Pop down if you can, and yeah, take care.
All right. Yeah, obviously it's two-pronged, isn't it, in terms of what we can do, and we must give humanitarian aid, and we all will continue to do that, inshallah, and may Allah reward those who are giving that humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza and elsewhere. But at the same time, brothers and sisters, don't forget the political work that we need to do, because ultimately that is what is going to address the systemic issues, and that is what is going to solve the problem long term. So don't forget Muslim media, don't forget think tanks, political institutions, advocacy organizations. These are the institutions that we need in this country, and no one's going to support them apart from the Ummah. So a reset quickly before I might end this live. Let me go a little bit closer, see what these brothers are saying to the coppers. And I got to do a bit of a disclaimer as well in a second.
Let the media guy go through those, please. Come on, man. Let him report him, man. Let him through, man. This guy.
Have you been told not to let media through, or
Sorry?
have you been told not to let media through?
We're not allowed anyone to do, I'm afraid.
Right.
Go and have a conversation with a more senior officer. Those are a couple of sergeants here. You can have a conversation.
He's the most senior one. He's the oldest guy here.
I'm the oldest one here.
Can you tell us what's going on? Can you tell us what's going on behind the lines at least?
You need to speak to that same senior officer.
All right.
All the way around for an hour.
Are you been waiting for your car?
I went to try
Everybody said no.
Yeah. So let me do a little disclaimer, because and forgive me, brothers and sisters, for this, but I have to do it simply because Five Pillars is under attack, left, right, and centre, from Zionists, from counter-extremism movement, the Prevent guys, and they watch everything we do, and they love nothing better than to shut us down. So, Assalamu alaikum, brother. Take care. So, yeah. So, just to make it clear that we're here, Five Pillars are here as an organisation to cover this protest and what's happening here outside Elbit systems. We're not condoning any criminal activity whatsoever. We're just here as reporters. Obviously, we support the Palestinians, and we make no bones about that. We believe that Israel is an apartheid state, a warmongering state, and we make no bones about that. But we're not saying do any criminal activity. But the fact is that brothers and sisters believe that they have no alternative. The brothers and sisters from Palestine Action, which I think just started about a year ago, and they've broken into a few Israeli weapons factories, or I should say factories. I think this is a French company actually, but manufactures weapons for Israel. They've taken direct action because they believe it's necessary, because they believe the authorities are not listening to reason, are not recognizing that these weapons kill, and they kill babies, So therefore, they've decided to take direct action, and others can make a judgment over whether that's the right thing to do or not. I won't comment. Let me read out a few more comments, inshallah. So Peter Moore says, the army is in talks with Simon Cole at Leicester Enderby Police HQ. I'm not sure that is. What discussions are taking place, I'm not sure. What this arms company needs, and Nala, was it Nahla or Nala, says what this arms company needs, what they're making weapons for Israel, who is funding them. A few comments I can't read out, a little bit on the rude side. BDS, yeah. Hani Debar says also support BDS. So obviously you shouldn't be. I think there's a list, there's a website, right? BDS website, and it lists the companies that we should be boycotting, which directly support Israel, like Marks and Spencer. I think Coca-Cola's on that list. I might be wrong. And a few others as well. I think Starbucks isn't on the list. Someone's saying it is, but I think that's a myth that they're on the list, but you can check for yourselves on the BDS website. Peter Moore's, yeah, showing our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is down. We're not allowed to broadcast live from Facebook because of a violation, which basically, brothers and sisters, you know what happened? Tommy Robinson. I'll try and get around the other side in a minute. Yeah, Tommy Robinson went to the pro-Israel demo in London, in Kensington, outside the Israeli embassy yesterday. And we posted a video of him being warmly welcomed by some Zionists at that demo. And for that, we got a violation from Facebook. So we've appealed it, and they rejected it. And now we've appealed it again to the oversight board. So that's the reason why we can't broadcast live to our 350,000 followers on Facebook tonight. I don't know what you guys think of that, but that's the kind of ridiculous censorship that we're facing. Google, I'm not sure. Chris Roberts says, how about Google? I'm not sure if Google's on the list. Just go to the BDS website, the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions website. The list will be on there. So yeah, this is Leicester we're at. Robert Carter says, my friend and colleague, Robert Carter, who does a lot of work for Press TV, sorry, for 5 Pillars. What can we do when the entire establishment is willing to defend Israel to the end, despite blatant war crimes against Arabs and Muslims? AE, they hate us, but we respond with truth and peace, and let us expose these killers and terrorists. A couple of hundred people there, PAL action on Insta. Not now. There was earlier, I believe, at about 9 o'clock when there was some argy-bargy with the police. But now, when I arrived, there was about a dozen brothers. And I believe behind the police lines, there's probably a few dozen more, but I can't get there. So now there's not many people. Obviously, it is already 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. So people would have gone home. But I think people are going to come back tomorrow. And brothers and sisters are urging those who believe in the Palestinian cause, who believe that Britain, our country, should not be assisting the Israelis militarily. Obviously, Britain is a major supplier of arms to Israel. They say that their weapons licenses are checked rigorously, and they have a rigorous process where they make sure that none of these weapons are being used to kill innocent people. Obviously, the Palestine Action people, and I think most Muslims in this country as well, do not believe that. They simply do not believe that. Go on the Campaign Against Arms Trade website. You can find out more information about how Britain arms Israel. But this particular Elbit Systems factory. I think it's French owned, although obviously they are manufacturing these weapons in the United Kingdom. Let's read out a few more comments before I finish. Just trying to find some clean comments here. A lot of invective against Israel and Elbit systems, which I can't read out because of the swearing. Billy Chima says these drones have been directly linked to the butchering of children in Gaza, and activists occupying the site are determined that no more of them end up in Israel's hands. And the website for the guys that have carried out this protest, who've basically been on the roof for the last 6 days without much food and water in horrendous weather conditions. I mean, the weather here in the United Kingdom in May has been absolutely terrible. So I can't imagine what it's like spending a night on that roof in the rain and the cold. But they've done it for Palestine. Anyway, their website is palestineaction.org. So I'm going to be checking that out. To my shame, I didn't know too much about Palestine Action myself. And I haven't actually, I think there is a story on them on the Five Pillars website, but perhaps only one. So even I've been kind of negligent in following these guys and their activities. But inshallah, we'll rectify that. And if they go to court, we'll go to court and cover the case. And we'll get an interview with them as soon as we can. PalestineAction.org is the website. Hanif says Leicester LE19 Meridian East. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you, Hanif. That's what I put in my sat nav earlier on. Meridian East, Leicester LE19. That is the location of the factory, and I think this protest is ongoing for the next few days. Yasmin says Al Jazeera did an article on these guys a few days ago. Yeah, you can Google that. Elbit Systems Al Jazeera. I haven't seen much on the BBC though, or Sky or others. Mohammed Shafiq, it's funny how media turned out for the protest at the Batley School regarding the teacher showing photos of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hanif says mainstream media are fully controlled. Hanif, why are the police protecting the Elbit site? Well, they will say because, yeah, it's basically criminal damage what Palestine Action are doing. That's what they would say. MTI says, I hope this doesn't escalate. The police will get heavy-handed given the slightest opportunity. And allegedly that's what happened earlier on, but I haven't seen the images myself, so I can't verify that. Junaid Ahmed, thanks for the updates, bro. No problem, no problem. That's my job. That's what you guys pay me to do. That's what you guys who support Five Pillars, this is why I'm doing this, because ultimately you guys support Five Pillars, no one else does. So quite frankly, it's the least we can do. All right, final few comments now, inshallah. How many protesters are still there? Not many, not many. I would just say just 4 or 5 now. Are you going back home, brother, or are you?
No, I'm just going to go in my car and then I'm going to shoot off there. But
anything else you want to say? Any final thoughts? What's your name, brother, by the way?
Mine's Mohammed.
Mohammed. I might see you in the next few days if I come back, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Final thoughts, Mohammed?
Final thoughts. Well, everybody's stuck inside. There's quite a lot going on, as you can see. At the end of the day, I'll leave on this note. At the end of the day, what's happening in Palestine is wrong. And we can try and do as much as we can. The best we can do is pray. Obviously, give to charity as much as we can. Protest peacefully as much as we can. Try to reach out to people in positions of power that can actually make a change. And write letters to your MPs, write letters to heads of these businesses like PA Systems who work with corporates like Elbit, and tell them not to. Tell them your voices as their customers. Your voices matter. So whatever you say, they will listen to. So tell them that you don't want them to be associated with weapons that go to Israel, and they'll be saying weapons that are killing Palestinians. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, Jazakallah, brother. All right, good night, and I might see you in the next few days, inshallah. All right, alaikum salam. Okay, riot police leaving now. So I haven't seen anybody else. I was hoping to see a few people maybe come out. Let me just see what's down here. It's a bit dark. Everything's a bit dark. So I know you guys can't see very clearly because it's so dark. But there's hardly any lighting around here at all. Let me just see if there's anything down there that I can show you. No. No, that's a dead end. Okay. I think I'm going to end the live. I am going to walk around the other side to see if there's any action I can bring you. And I will go live again if I see something. But I think in all likelihood, the police have blocked everything off. But when I saw the images on Instagram and social media, I thought I better just rush down here to give you a flavor of what's going on. I'm sorry that I couldn't bring you the action or a kind of, you know, an action-packed live, which I was perhaps expecting to bring you. But I hope I've set the scene for you so that you guys can follow this story, spread awareness in the days to come. In particular, some of you might decide to come down here to Leicester, Meridian East, LE19. Elbit Systems is the building and the factory that is being basically targeted by Palestine Action. Go on the Palestine Action website, check these guys out, Google them, see what stories the mainstream media like Al Jazeera have done on them. How you doing, brother? Assalamu alaikum. Oh, you have Ajmal, Ajmal. Yeah, fine. How come I'm doing the live right now? If you want,
come through that side basically. So they've blocked off.
Can I get you on camera, brother, or are you? No.
They've blocked off both sides.
Yeah.
Just one. So that's that's the main site right there.
Right.
Site,
yeah.
On the right hand side. So they've cleared it all off. There's no more protesters left there, and then they've sent the riot.
The protesters have gone.
Yeah, they've sent the riot police have like escorted them all off that road back that way. So yeah.
All right. So like there were protesters behind these lines. There were protesters right at the gate, and they've been escorted off on the other side.
Off the other side, yeah.
And they're there now, are they?
Yeah. They're literally getting moved away.
All right. So, all right.
Yeah.
Might be good to go around there now.
Yeah. If we can get there.
I think we're gonna have to walk, isn't it?
We've got a car here on this side.
Well, I've got a car, but where can you park? You can't park anywhere, can you? Shall I get in with you?
Yeah.
All right. Shall I keep the live going? Do you mind if I just keep the live going?
Pause it for a minute. Let's get the logistics done.
If I pause it, then I'll lose all the viewers. That's the only problem.
Okay.
I won't get your car in
How
it.
close is your car?
It's right down there. 1 second. All right, brothers and sisters. What I'm going to do is I just
let me record you while you're driving, and then I'll direct you.
All right, no problem.
We're about 10 minutes on the petrol station on that side.
Yeah.
You know
All
that
right.
dual carriageway that you come up on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Just there.
All right, no problem. What, you can park in the petrol station?
You can't, but
I'm sure you can for 20 minutes, can't you? Yeah. All right, brothers and sisters. I was going to end the live, but a brother's just arrived and told me that it's worth going on the other side where protesters have been evicted. So maybe I can talk to a few of them before I end the live. But I'm going to have to drive there. So it's a bit weird, but I'm going to get in my car. And I think everyone's going on the other side.
is it? You continue to feed.
Yeah, you can walk all the way around.
If we walk, it's like 20 minutes, right?
I think so. Some people said half an hour, but
Yeah. Well, I just drove from there.
yeah, it was quite a while. Last thing, I don't think they're letting anyone through from that side either.
Okay, so we're
knocking it out and out. So there's going to be more people queuing up that side.
yeah, but there might be people like coming out, right?
Yeah, that's
At least we can talk to them, can't we?
That's the common entrance that people go through in and out, basically. Yeah. Ooh,
Okay.
that's fine. I'm going to shoot off that way.
All right, no problem.
Take care.
I'll see you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. I'm just going to talk while
Yeah.
just ignore me, yeah?
No.
All right. What's happening, brothers and sisters, is that I'm going to get in my car and I'm not going to stop the feed. It's going to be a bit boring for the next 5 minutes, so bear with me. But inshallah, if we're lucky, we might be able to see some of the protesters who were actually beyond the police lines that I was showing you. And they were actually right at the gate doing the protest, but now apparently they've been kind of like evicted by the police and some riot police I saw there as well. So let's go around. It'll take me about 5 minutes to drive around, and inshallah, we might get some witness testimony for you guys. So obviously, while I'm driving, I won't be reading out any of your comments or anything like that. So just bear with me. Please share the feed. Obviously, we can't broadcast on Facebook today because of big tech censorship. I'm just going to put the camera down for a second. All right, do you want to hold it? Don't show the car number plate, please. Just, yeah, put it down for the ground. All right. Messy car, sorry. Well, do you want to get in the back?
Yeah, no
worries. There's child seats there. And stuff.
It's all right. Come down the side. Is it zoomed in?
You don't really need to keep it on me for a moment. You can maybe just outside the window. Do you want to just
Spin around. Go back onto that jewel carriageway.
Yeah.
So now you come off.
Do you want to just tell me what you saw as you were coming in?
Yeah. So we tried to get through the blockade. So they've blocked up all routes, all the road routes. So we went through the bushes to get through on advice of some people that were leaving. And as we got there, and there's about 4 rows of riot police in full riot gear. And then what they said is that if your vehicle's on the other side, you can go and access your vehicle and get there. So on that pretense, we set our vehicles on the other side, and we got to go through that blockade, and we got some footage of it as well. Hopefully, inshallah, we posted on 5 pillars. So yeah, we walked straight past the site. Yeah, go over this roundabout and then join back onto that dual carriageway on the right. It's going to be the 3rd exit. Yeah. So yeah, and there weren't any, like maybe 1 or 2 protesters left, and some of the vehicles that were left of protesters who've been arrested. So yeah, and as we were walking away, the riot police started to escort them out. Passive aggressive. Yeah.
Were they heavy-handed or were they?
They weren't pleasant. They weren't nice. I'm sure if the protesters did something, then yeah, they'd use force. Yeah, 100% they'd use force.
Yeah.
There's 3. Look, you can imagine it. There's about, let's say, 50 or 60 police officers in full riot gear, like marching towards them. I'm saying escorting. It wasn't escorting. It was marching towards them, trying to get them off the premises. Now, if you keep going down, so our cars are parked here on the right. If you keep going down, and then there's an entrance, there's a road, you should see them.
Oh, so I'm going to spin it around to the roundabout.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly. And there's going to be, look, we see here, look, I'll get you on camera as well. Just on the right-hand side. Right here, they should be coming out of there to get this to be right. Yeah, what these guys have done has been amazing though. Plan action.
I hadn't heard about them.
Yeah. They're
direct action, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's what's needed, no?
Well, some say that that's breaking the law, and you shouldn't do that. But yeah, I guess they think it's necessary because no one's listening.
Yeah. Let's try it. Yeah.
Straight, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, breaking laws. I mean, it's kind of contentious, isn't it? So
where do I park?
Just if we.
On the left here.
Yeah.
Further on.
Yeah. Let's try this here. Yeah, just leave it on this here. Just leave it on this curb here, and then we go on foot. Are you happy to do that? You want to do that?
Yeah. Probably gonna get a ticket, but.
No, we should be alright. That's the least of concerns. Leave your hazards on. Leave your hazards on.
Okay, let's see what we can get. Thanks for bearing with us during that car ride. I know it's not too many people left. So this is basically the other side, right, of the other entrance. I'll do a media card if I need it.
I might need it.
All right.
So that officer
See you,
puts hands in
cameraman.
his vest. So.
I'm media.
Yeah.
Can I get through because I'm media?
Sorry?
Can I get through because I'm media?
No, not at the minute.
Not
I want
at
to
all.
speak to one of our bosses down the far end, but I'm not allowing anyone here.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I was supposed to do that.
So do you think they'll be coming back around the protesters?
They're moving them out this way. Oh, okay. They're moving the protesters out. We just want to catch an interview or two with the protesters. Are they moving them out this way?
Being honest, that's all we've seen. I don't know where
Okay.
they are, but not not allowing anybody back here.
We're not looking to join the protest or anything. We just want to catch a few
As they're coming out, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you know, I don't know if you're going to catch many.
Yeah, we're completely aware of that.
Yeah.
We just want to
Are
have
most of them out now?
Yeah. So I don't know if you catch anybody on the perimeter. You may do, mate.
Yeah.
If anybody comes out of here, you're more than welcome to speak.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
All right, you wanna come on?
Yeah. Where did you see before? Where did you see him before?
That's basically the main. That's the main road into the site. So that's the way they're going to be coming out. These guys obviously left from it as well. Okay, so there's another route. It's not that pleasant. It's a bit precarious.
What, in between like the bushes?
Yeah, literally.
All right, fine.
So,
Fine. I'm up for that.
hands-on journalism.
Okay, so basically, I'm not sure whether you caught that, but the police didn't let us through that line either. And we're not trying to get to the protests. We're just trying to basically find people that have come out and interview them, see what they saw. So AMGGC says keep watching people, support the cause. You can't be there, but you can watch and support. That couple sounded like I'm not sure what his ethnicity was, but it was actually quite helpful. So we're just trying to approach the factory through a path. It's completely dark now, so apologies for that. Get a light. A bit difficult to do that when I'll just follow your light. So we're basically cutting through like a path through the trees. Bit slippy here, brother.
Okay, so those are the right police right there.
That wasn't where we were before, was it?
No, yeah, so we were on the other side. You were on the other side of that blockade.
Right.
So yeah, I think they've let most of them out. Probably one or two left there.
So what is the building down there?
Literally, probably 20 yards behind that police line.
All right, I think I've got to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you coming or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this is the closest we've actually been to the building itself. And apparently this is where the riot police are stationed. I'm sure we won't be able to go any further than this, but let's get as close as possible. And we might be lucky in that a few protesters might come out. We're going to give it a go anyway. Yeah, riot police got the, what do you call them? The, what they're holding, the shields, right?
Yeah.
The riot shields. Were you watching the social media lives earlier on, the Instagram lives?
Yeah.
What did you see? I only caught a bit of it.
It was they blocked off so they had two of the protesters that they took off the roof, and they had them so what the protesters,
They arrested them.
yeah, so the rest
So there's no one on the roof now.
No. So what they've done is when they took them off, the protesters barricaded the gate,
Yeah,
so the police couldn't get out.
yeah.
That's where most of the protesters stayed until these guys come with the gear and move them away. So
All right.
away. But yeah.
So I don't know whether you can see, brothers and sisters, but that's who's that?
That's
Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. It's okay.
the alleyway that they're coming through.
So riot police. It seems a bit overkill, doesn't it? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
is riot police really necessary?
Might be going through there to. They might still be protesters behind that.
We'll give it a try.
yeah, I think about 3-1 in terms of protesters to police presence.
I mean, they're brought in reinforcements from neighbouring forces, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, is this right? Is this necessary now? I mean, I literally can't see any protesters.
And what it is most of them were quite peaceful. I mean, they were chanting peaceful protests as well.
There was no violence or
There's
anything
no
like that.
violence at all. So
Should we go through there and see what's happening? So that is basically the riot police there. I won't get any further than that, I'm sure.
yeah, sure.
But some riot police have just walked through here as well. Not sure why, whether they're going after protesters. So I think the riot police are just making sure that they don't get back in. Some police talking to protesters around here. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How you doing? I'm from 5 Pillars. How you doing? Were you inside? Can I ask you what you saw?
Okay, so I don't know if you're not aware of what the Elbit factory is. They've been providing drones to Israel to, drop them on innocent lives and stuff. And I've been here since day one. And what happened was there were 4 activists that climbed on top of the roof. And on the roof, they occupied it for a good 6 days. Today was day 6. And day 3, 2 of them decided to come off due to health reasons. And they came off. They got arrested. They got taken to the police station. Then they got released on bail. And you can come as well. So they got released on bail. And yeah, so but they're not allowed to be around here. They're not allowed to be around here because they're on bail basically. On day 4, I got arrested for aiding and abetting, apparently, which actually isn't aiding and abetting. I was providing them with water, and they wrongfully, I'd say, arrested me. And so yeah, I've been here since day 1. He's been here since day 1. These two have been here since these three have been here since day one.
You
And,
get charged or anything? Or?
no further action, because they can't really do me for anything.
They
And-
didn't allow him. They didn't allow you.
Can I
a
film
call.
your brothers, or are you happy?
yeah.
Or oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, go on then.
Yeah, so they didn't allow him a call as promised. They allowed one call. He didn't get that. All night they kept the lights on for him, so he couldn't even go sleep. But yeah, like they've been quite awkward. Just now he's left his car there, and they're basically saying that you can't get that, or you're gonna get arrested.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah ba'd. Alhamdulillah, I've been the only imam from Leicester trying to give freedom back to Ahlul Palestine. So for the last 5 to 6 days, it's been fine. Obviously, one of the protesters on the rooftop needed some more. Put their hair, tried to give them some more. He got arrested, took him to custody, caused the family anxiety, tried to aggravate him, only for him to be released, charged. Today, they got the protester down, whatnot. I did tell their brothers that, look, they are going to try to aggravate us. I'm not going to lie, things did get a bit heated. The police officers were physically with their shields, hitting us. At the end, I did manage to negotiate on behalf of the supporters of Palestine and the police, and they said to me, as long as we go 5 yards back, they'll go back to the compound, to which within a minute, they basically retracted back to the words. So obviously, I've been working with them. Up near someone turned against me saying, oh, it's, this, that, whatnot. Only then, because we know the police officers, my destination is some old stuff, innit? Because I'm not just saying, alhamdulillah, I'm a qualified youth worker, be honest. I told these guys, they want us to sort of get arrested. I've worked with the police officers. Would you guys agree? Because of me, everything at the end, you go, alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
only for them then to say to me, for us to go back to his car, we have to scan ourselves. Yeah, we said, look, I don't want to give my details, and I have to. They said, look, if you don't move right now, we're going to arrest you. So it is quite upsetting, the fact that when our houses and everything get robbed, we rely upon these guys. They lie. I tried to work with them. They were all right with me. The inspector, shout out to him, he was all right. But the colleagues at the end, I think, honestly, I think they just saw a group of Muslims, and they thought, you know what, everyone else is gone. I expected them to be a bit more nice with me, because I worked with them throughout the whole day. So many people kicking off me out. I've had people trying to physically kick off with me. We left Sabr, and the police officers tried to arrest all of us just because we wanted access. And they said to us, we can go. Then they're like, oh, listen, if you guys don't leave right now, we're going to arrest you.
We're gonna arrest you.
Yeah.
Sissy, you want to say something?
Yeah, and on top,
It's basically that gentleman on the right.
so
I don't know if you
they
get him.
can't turn around and blame it on the people that are here. There was a young guy who was very peaceful with them, trying to negotiate
He
the whole
spent
time.
60 quid on giving donuts.
Buying them Krispy Kreme donuts, and you know what I mean. And they arrested him earlier this afternoon. So the policing today has been absolutely awful.
Over the top.
Like, it's disgusting.
So many. Yeah.
They
What's
brought
the
in-
ratio?
Yeah, they
What
had.
do you think the ratio was?
They had loads of police inside. Then they all put their.
You know what it was,
They all put their riot gear on, and their shields and everything.
Was anyone violent, or why they got
No.
riot gear?
No.
You know what it
so
was?
people, the fact that once you're bringing out your riot gear, that's what are you communicating to the community?
It's provocation.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been peaceful. We've been the ones that have been manning everything all these days. So it's been ridiculous that they did that.
Look.
Then they had more.
No,
They had more police
was
vans come. They had more and more police keep coming, and then on top they were using their cars to drive the people forward.
Yeah.
So of course that's going to upset people.
Yeah, but it's not like
Then they were just very violent towards everybody.
I also say one
Bashing
thing.
them bashing people with their shields and stuff.
Just let the sister finish with his brother. Yeah.
Just kept bashing people with their shields, and that's what's been happening. So I don't know how the rest of the media are going to try to spin this, but the police.
Has there been any media? Has there been any media here today, apart from local media?
Nah.
But not national media, no?
But
Yeah.
just overall, the policing is.
I wouldn't be
disgusting 'cause
I
of the
wouldn't be
community.
surprised.
Sorry,
And
yeah.
of course, it's a Muslim community, so of course you've got people that are shouting takbir. You know what I mean? So we don't want people to be spinning it like, oh yeah, these are all like some kind of-
Jihadis.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
that's the joke.
Absolutely.
We're here.
You know what it is, yeah? I don't know if they recorded it. I even said to the brothers, look, if you're going to peacefully protest, it's come to a point now where don't say takbir in the name of Allah. Don't let all of this happen. You know what's sad? It's that right now the gentlemen have been nice to us. Literally 10 minutes ago, they threatened to arrest us just because we're going to go to a bar. They wanted us to walk around. Yeah, and then whilst we're walking, we're literally walking like this. They're like, could you walk faster? Trying to aggravate us.
Yeah, one of them just kept saying, you know what I mean? We're the ones who are thinking. I said to them, look, we can police our own community from now. You don't need to keep following us down the road. They followed us all the way down the road. It's unnecessary. And then you got one of them, I don't know whether he's a sergeant or whatever. He's two-faced. Like he was telling us, like, he just kept saying, oh, if you lot don't move fast, walk faster, we're gonna arrest you. If you lot don't do this, we're gonna do this.
So what's the situation in there now? Anyone on the roof, or that's over?
It's coincidental that today they found basically, I think they made a hole in the roof and they took a picture of a drone that said army written on it.
Yeah. Ever since that's happened, everything just escalated. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's coincidental.
Who took that picture? The person on the roof.
Two people left.
So it escalated because they forcibly took someone off the roof. Or they took
Basically,
them
what
off.
they've done is they ripped a little hole in the roof and they took a picture, and you could clearly see there was a drone inside, and it said army written on the drone. Ever since they've done that, everything just escalated. They forced them down the roof, and then the right police, it just escalated. Obviously.
So is anyone, any protesters still there now, or it's over? Yeah.
But they're still standing around. You can see them here. Look, put the camera on them. There's some.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
And they're asking if these are vehicles.
No, Akhi, yalla, in conclusion, yeah, for the last 5 to 6 days, they've tried to aggravate us. And to be honest, they got what they wanted, which was to see something happen. And we know now they're going to portray it. Wallahi, Allah is a witness, Allah is a shahid. We might not get justice in this dunya, but obviously we feel Imam will give it the akhirah. I mean, even when you're walking, it's like we're their dogs, and this is how the British treat it. It's white supremacy. As we're walking, when our shot was, they know, the inspector thanked me for helping them, spoke to me in Arabic, everything, only for them then to threaten me and say, I'm going to arrest you. I said, look, I don't want to get arrested. I'm an Imam. It'll be extremism, terrorist, whatnot. As we're walking, they're like, guys, walk faster, like we're their dogs. So,
look at the time.
Are you guys coming back tomorrow, or
we're gonna have to go back to a drawing board? We know people that just give answers. Prophet ﷺ said, always think when it comes to making a decision. We're gonna go back to a drawing board. It's not how we wanted it to be today, but it's listen. This is what these police officers wanted. They aggravated the Muslims today, and they got what they wanted. So we're gonna have to go back to a drawing board. We're not gonna publicly say anything whether we're gonna come back or not. Inshallah, we'll see what happens. Inshallah.
Yeah, and regardless, it brought about unity. You know, got the youth together. This sister is a youth worker, so is this brother as well.
So it was worth it, basically. They made the point.
You know what? We thank you for coming. Wallahi, I feel like because you're here, they're not treating us like dogs. Listen, I've studied these guys. I can bring up facts. These guys don't know what they're doing. I've done all the station on this. So I thank it's a 5 pillars for coming down.
Yeah.
Because if you want for you brothers, yeah, shout out to brother Dilly and all the guys. If you want for you guys, they'll be making us walk like dogs as we speak right now. Let's see what actually they are going to be peaceful. Please don't fall for it.
Folks, what's the plan?
We just got journalism.
I'm a journalist. I'm just interviewing them. Yeah.
Are you gonna? Because there've been people here, I think, been involved in the protest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if so, we've got enough cell space to lock everybody who's been involved in that on suspicion of an affray, because we had violence at the
yeah,
protest.
we're literally going right now.
So
we're just talking.
So
to
if you ask your inspector officer,
yeah,
I've been working with him, so I know you guys are doing whatever you gotta do. We've done nothing wrong. We've got a journalist.
So
we've got a journalist. All right, no, hold up. This is what I mean.
Do you want to do that somewhere else? You can do that somewhere else.
Officer, are we causing any harm right now? We have not called them down. They've come to interview us.
Right now, you're not.
Sure.
We've had a lot of violence up there for the last few hours, and I don't want to repeat that.
There's a lot of violence.
So if people are still in the area,
listen, officer, we don't want violence. This is why we're here, because there's violence happening in Palestine. This is why we're here.
There's violence happening here.
Listen, officer,
at that protest.
absolutely.
So
And if you ask the inspector, I was the one. If you ask all your colleagues, I was the one.
I've been up there for the last 5 hours.
Yeah, and did you see me negotiating?
And I saw a lot of people negotiating.
Did you see me go in? There was one individual
we
going in.
didn't actually solve it.
Sure.
So we had a lot of violence. So please go and do this somewhere else. Not here.
Okay, but officer,
yeah, we're not on that main road anymore.
you said something. What's the issue if we peacefully speak to a journalist right now?
This area is going to be subject to dispersal notice. So that means we can disperse everybody out the area.
When's that?
That's going to happen now. We're just trying to find the location. But this
Okay.
area.
So
we're
so
leaving.
Should we just move over there and continue?
No. So what it is, in conclusion, this is what they do.
Out
They
there.
want us to get aggravated. They come out with all these. When I spoke to the inspector here in Leicester, he goes, I don't even know which law it is. I've just been told that you guys need to disperse. So this is what they want. They say we can't put you in custody. And if you see how he said it, there's enough cells. There's no need for him to say there's enough cells. Yeah.
What was the violence he was talking about? Was there a bit of argy-bargy before? Or?
I'll be honest with you. The police did get their shields out. They were whacking people. If you whack someone, you're going to get a response. I'm not going to stand here as an imam and lie. There was a response where the brothers did push themselves forward. But if you're going to whack someone like that, there's so many footages. I'm sure if you tag Instagram, Pal Action, I'm sure a lot of the brothers and sisters will tag them. They'll probably repost it. So what it was, yes, the brothers did push themselves forward. But because you have to bear in mind, you got big 6'4", 3'6" officers hitting them. Young lads, 4 people hitting them in shins as well. Yeah, hitting them with the shield. So as you guys saw live right now, we've done nothing. We're all peacefully here talking. And look at the way he worded it, yeah? He goes, there's enough cells. Why? This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to threaten us. They're trying to aggravate us. It's not going to work. This is why they've been here. If they truly, I asked the police 5-6 days ago, do you believe what's happening in Palestine is correct? They all stayed quiet. To which I said to them, you guys know, because you know what happened in London last week, a woman, police officer said free Palestine, and she was suspended from her duties. These guys know the reality. The only reason why they've done this today is because one of the protesters on the rooftop managed to open the roof and take pictures of the actual drone, put it on live. So they've been caught out.
Yeah, but it's also a tactic.
All right, I get it now. Right, so that's why it all kicked off, because they filmed the drone. Right, okay.
Because if you go on our Instagram, before that, mashallah, we were praying Asr Salah bi Jama'ah, we were praying Maghrib bi Jama'ah, we doing Takbir of Allah, we were working with the police officers, everything. And now suddenly they've decided to pull up and do all of this. Allahu Rasul Alam. We don't know what, we're going to go back to the drawing board, inshallah.
Or brothers, any final comments from anybody? Or
thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
I feel like if you 5 pillars weren't here, then they would have probably tried to arrest us, make us walk out with the Ghulam. So we appreciate it, and hopefully it's get the word out there. And yeah, you know, inshallah, from the river to the sea, inshallah, we're going to call it a day.
We'll be making complaints about the terrible policing here, so definitely.
Let me get, brother. Can you just hold this while I get the number? Can I take a number one? Do you mind? Just have you got a pen?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Or just write down your phone. What's your name, brother? Yeah. Sabah Noor. Sabah Noor. And your number?
077. What do you do? I'm you on there.
No, it's fine, bro. Listen, there's nothing to hide. We've been peaceful. You get it? 077.
To be honest, I don't know if I told you, the two remaining activists that were left, the two remaining activists that were left on top of the roof.
Just if you just stay still, brother. People are complaining that
So
people
the two
moving about.
remaining activists that were left on the roof, they were actually forcibly dragged down. So they were handcuffed and tied onto a stretcher, and they brought them down on a ladder, literally, as you would.
Yeah. Who were they? Who were the two brothers? There's two of them, right?
So there was 4 altogether. 2 came off on day 3 or day 4 due to health reasons. So they were taken to hospital, and then they were taken to the police station. Once they were taken to the police station, they got questioned, interviewed, and then they were released on bail.
They've been charged.
I'm not sure exactly what they've been charged with, but they're on bail at the moment.
All right.
So they're not allowed to be around.
So the two that were taken down today, who were they?
They were part of the same activist group, so Pal Action.
Yeah.
They're quite big on Instagram, so they were all part of the same group. And yeah, so
you know what's funny, brother? Yeah, the fact that the police themselves say we've been peaceful for the last 5 to 6 days. So I don't know why they had to get their shields out today. I don't know why they had to, you know, whack young brothers. It was to aggravate us. And let's
so you're saying the pushing and shoving and whatever that happened after the riot police arrived.
Oh yeah.
And after the police made the first move.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely. It was to aggravate us. We knew this was the plan. I kept saying that Allah the Prophet of Allah is a man with the greatest of akhlaq. But you know what it is? When you're getting a shield and whacking a young lad like that, it's an ego trip. He's going to respond. They wanted that. I worked with them. I helped them. The main inspector, I forgot his name yet. I think she put out the main inspector. He thanked me. In Arabic, he goes to me, Shukran Jazeel, ma'asalam. I said it back to him. But now only for them to say, you're going to arrest us. All we're waiting for his car. I don't know if you guys want to follow him and see how he's going to get his car back. I think you guys might help him to get his car without any further charges.
Where's your car?
It's on the road, so it's about 100 meters away.
What car is it? What car is it?
I think.
What, and they're not allowing you back there?
No, not the one, not the silver one, the black one.
So basically, what they're saying is you can't go. What they're trying to do, they're trying to threaten us. They're saying you can only get to your car. First they said it's fine, then they said you can do it only if you let us scan you just to find out if you've done anything wrong. So I think in terms of helping this brother and he had to give him freedom, it'd be interesting. It's literally a minute walk for you to guys go with him. Because I know right now they're being so nice to us. They're following the Sunnah of the Prophet. It'll be interesting to see how they respond with the journalists there. I think it'll help him. But right now, they're trying to make him scan him, whatnot. It's very nice. I don't know why they're doing this. So I think if you got time, it'd be interesting.
What they're saying is, if I don't provide them with my details, once I get into the car, they can stop and ask me, stop me on the basis of.
Right. Why don't you just get a car tomorrow?
I can't base it. I've got to wake up early.
He's got an appointment tomorrow, and you know what it is? They've arrested him already for giving pani. Yeah. So when he goes home, it's just more stress for auntie. Do you get it? So now that's why we're not giving the details, because they can get that up and say, look, you've caused trouble already. Now you've done it.
Where is it? Behind those trees? Is it? Or
just there, down there, yeah.
Well, they're not gonna let you go past there, are they?
To be honest,
so maybe if it's live, maybe see the conversation that takes place. You see us, alhamdulillah, we're all peaceful brothers here. But it's sad, man.
If I'm honest, brother, we've done this a few times before. They don't let me pass just because I've got a media card.
Exactly, yeah.
They won't.
I wouldn't
They won't.
suggest it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come
Just come back and get your car tomorrow. It's easy.
twice.
Yeah, they stopped me loads of times as well.
So we just pray Allah guides us and please Palestine.
Inshallah.
Go. I need a bag.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum.
بالتوفيق إن شاء الله. مع السلامة.
Can we go back that way? What was that, your car? I'm trying to get your number plate. I'm just going to finish off the live as we're driving. All right, brothers and sisters, I'm going to finish off the live. I hope I brought you a flavour of what's been happening here. I think I missed most of the action, which happened earlier on, but that's because I didn't know it was going on. And as soon as I did find out, I got in the car and came to Leicester. So check out palestineaction.org to see what these guys are up to. Elbit Systems is the name of the company which is selling arms to Israel and manufacturing drones to be used in places like Gaza. A lot of the brothers were saying come down for further protests, but to be honest, given that everyone's been arrested and no one's on the roof anymore, I'm not sure if that's going to be worthwhile, but just keep your eye on the news to see whether anything is happening. This is Leicester, LE19, I believe. If any further protests do take place outside Elbit system. Okay, Jazakallah khair for sticking around so late and for sharing this live. Let's beat the big tech censorship, which is affecting 5 pillars. As I said earlier, we're unable to broadcast to our Facebook page today, which ultimately is our main platform because we got a violation for no good reason whatsoever. And obviously, pro-Palestine activists are being censored on Facebook, on YouTube, all over social media. And ultimately, I think they're probably going to kick us off at once, for no good reason, simply because we're voicing alternative opinions. And I think Muslims need to really get their heads together and think about creating alternative platforms which aren't subject to censorship, but that's something for the future. Okay, I'm going to sign off, inshallah. This is Rosh Mohammed Saleh, editor of 5 Pillars in Leicester. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.